Hi, welcome. Today we're going to look at making some fermented vegetables. I'm sharing with you the ingredients that I like to use, but you are your own best teacher and you know what works for your family. So I'm going to use a cabbage, apples, and I like to peel them. Again, that's optional, that just feels very intuitive for me. Carrots, radishes, a red onion, some ginger, and some peppers. And again, if you don't like the heat, you don't have to put the peppers in, and again with the ginger. So everything is optional. So an important step is to have your glass dish or bowl ready, and you're going to weigh it. So I've got my scales here, and I'm going to weigh this. So this is 1,828 grams, and I know how much the dish on its own weighs. So once I put all the ingredients in, I then take out the weight of the dish, which gives me the weight of the vegetables. So I've now prepared all the vegetables, stacking it all in this glass dish, or preferably a bowl. I broke mine, so I've had to pivot and use this one. And now I weigh the complete volume of the vegetables and the dish. So we have 4,100 total in weight, less 1,800 for the dish, which leaves me with the vegetable weight of 2,300 grams. And then we take 1% of that total weight of the vegetables, and that's the measure of salt that we use. So that's just going to be 23 grams of salt. I am improvising, and I am going to use this big pot and massage the salt into the vegetables in here, and then I will just return it into the dish. So again, just use what you've got at home. It doesn't have to be perfect, and then let me know how you get on. So I've got all the veg in the pot. Now I'm just going to take my sea salt, and it could be Himalayan, whatever, not table salt, but a sea salt or a beautiful Mayakian salt. And now I'm going to just massage it in with my hands. And you're going to notice really quickly how the cabbage breaks down and all the beautiful natural juices from the vegetables starts to come through. So just keep doing that until everything is lovely and soft, and you're going to know pretty quickly when that feels right. So from here, we're going to just transfer the veg back into the glass bowl, and you've got this lovely soft massaged consistency of the veg. You can see actually how it's really broken down a lot, and this is where it just starts its own fermentation process of the salt breaking down, the sweetness from the apple, the sugars in the apple start to ferment. And then we just have this here. I'm just going to, oopsie, don't do that. I'm just going to press this down, and then I'm just going to leave it to sit. So it kind of just creates its own juices. It doesn't need to be a lot, but it just needs to be set out in room temperature. I'm going to cover it and just leave it out on the bench. So to finish up, we are going to start pressing the mix into the jars, and you're going to see down here, you probably can't see, but there's quite a lot of liquid. Okay, and you're going to notice when you are pressing the vegetables into the jar, it starts creating its own its own liquid, and you know, it's a little messy. Just keep pressing it in, and you want to just keep a little bit of space at the top, because what happens is that it just sits in its own juice there. And then I'm going to just put a lid on that and leave it on the bench. So I'm going to keep putting it in, and I'll see you in a moment. So this is really nice, compressed and packed into the jar, and you can see there's liquid in there, and what will happen is that we'll keep producing more liquid. And I'm just going to leave these probably on the bench out of the sunlight, or we can pop them in a cupboard so it's a little darker. And best to leave it, you can leave it for as long as you like. Maybe 1 week is great, and you can just test it and see how you get on. But as soon as you start eating it, and when you put it into the refrigerator, the fermentation process actually stops. Okay, but while it's on the bench and in this room temperature, it's still fermenting. So just bear that in mind. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to hearing about your results and how you got on. Namaste.